Most mysterious disappearances follow patterns: missing people, lost evidence, strange behavior, things that can be explained if you push hard enough. But every so often, someone goes missing, or appears, or changes in a way that feels wrong, as if the world briefly broke its own rules. Today's stories are three real cases: documented, witnessed, investigated, and still unsolved. These aren't just missing persons cases. They're cases where reality itself glitched, and nobody has been able to explain why. Our first story takes place in downtown Toronto inside the historic Royal York Hotel, a place famous for its old world luxury, its massive halls, and its maze like floors. In 1989, a traveling sales executive, a 41-year-old man named Daniel Patterson, checked into the hotel late at night after a long week of meetings. He requested a quiet room away from the elevators. The clerk handed him a key card and said, "Room 873 is open." Daniel took the elevator to the 8th floor. The hallway was carpeted, dimly lit, and completely empty. His room was at the very end of the hall. He remembered the door perfectly: glossy wood, brass numbers, and a tiny chip in the lower corner. He slept for about an hour before waking up suddenly. That icy, heart-pounding kind of waking where you're sure something is wrong. He felt watched. He rolled over, and in the corner of the room, in the dark, he saw a silhouette, a person, standing still, facing him. Daniel bolted out of bed, ran straight into the hall, and sprinted down to the lobby. He told the front desk staff that someone was in his room. Security accompanied him upstairs, but when they turned the corner onto the hallway, Daniel froze. There was no room 873, no door, no frame, just a perfectly smooth wall, as if the room had never existed. Daniel insisted he had entered it just an hour earlier. He still had the key card in his pocket with 873 encoded in the magnetic strip. But the hotel staff claimed that room 873 had never existed. That entire end of the hallway had no guest rooms, and no changes had been made to the floor in decades. Police were called. Security opened the maintenance access behind the wall. Inside, they found fresh drywall and signed the wall had been sealed recently, directly contradicting the hotel's official statement. Daniel's luggage was missing. His name vanished from the electronic night register, and the clerk who checked him in claimed she had never seen him before tonight. Daniel checked out the next morning and never stayed in a hotel again unless someone else booked the room. To this day, the Royal York still has no room 873, and Daniel maintains he slept in it. Our second story takes place in western Spain, a gorgeous mountain region with rolling cliffs, twisting trails, and panoramic views over deep valleys. On August 21st, 1999, the weather was perfect. Blue sky, bright sun, dozens of hikers on the trail. Around 1:30 p.m., near the edge of the cliff, a group of hikers noticed a woman in a bright red coat standing alone near the drop. She looked lost, or confused, or maybe just overwhelmed. She didn't appear dangerous, just out of place. At least 20 people saw her. 8 took photos of the scenery with her in frame. One man took 3 photos in a row, each separated by less than 2 seconds. Photo 1, the woman stands facing the valley. Photo 2, she is turning towards the hikers. Photo 3, she is gone. Not walking away, gone. Not moved out of frame, gone. Just not there. There was no time for her to run. No nearby path, no rocks to hide behind, no sound, no sign of a fall. Rescue teams from the Guardia Civil arrived and searched the entire area ridge, slope, woods, drop zone and found absolutely nothing. No clothing, no body, no tracks, no one reported missing in the region. Digital forensics technicians examined the photos and concluded no edits, no manipulation, no frame corruption. The woman vanished between camera shutter clicks. To this day, she has never been identified. Some hikers said she looked too sharp, too defined against the background, like she was part of a different image pasted onto the landscape. But the files, authentic, no explanation. Our final case happened in 2013 in a small Nebraska town where nothing weird ever happens, or at least nothing that gets reported. A woman named Carla Wendell went to renew her driver's license. Routine errand. Nothing special. She sat down at the DMV counter and the clerk frowned at her screen. Ma'am, you already renewed it 3 weeks ago. Carla laughed because obviously she hadn't. But when the clerk pulled up her file, the color drained from her face. Carla's name was correct. Her address was correct. Her social security number matched perfectly. But her photo was a completely different woman. Carla stared at the screen. The DMV had a record showing a woman at least 10 years younger, blonde hair, blue eyes, taller, different signature, but legally registered as Carla Wendell. The clerk insisted that this blonde woman had shown all the proper documents in person. Carla demanded to see the security footage for that day. The DMV supervisor tried. The footage was corrupted. Only one file from that day survived. The data entry record showing the blonde woman's face. Carla felt sick. She contacted the police. When officers accessed older backups, they found Carla's original data. Correct photo, correct ID, but her information had been overwritten in the active system by someone who left no digital trace. And it gets worse. Carla told her sister about the incident. Her sister paused and said, "Wait, haven't you always been blonde?" Carla wasn't. But over the next few days, 3 different friends insisted that Carla used to look more like the DMV photo. Tall, blonde, blue-eyed. Their memories disagreed with reality. Carla left Nebraska the following month. She refused interviews. She changed her number. Her old DMV file still exists in Nebraska's system. And so does the mystery woman's. 2 Carlas, 1 real, 1 with no origin. Some mysteries involve danger. Some involve fear. But these involve reality bending in ways we still don't understand. A man checks into a hotel room that later never existed. A woman vanishes between camera frames, and a stranger overwrites a person's identity without ever existing anywhere else. Maybe these are glitches, maybe they're tears in the fabric of our world, or maybe, just maybe, they're reminders that we know far less about reality than we like to believe. Whatever the truth is, something's off, and somewhere out there, the next glitch is already happening.